Hey, how you doing? This is RJ. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Marvel trying to make itself a lifestyle brand. And as I talked about in my last video, which came out when they announced this, was about a week ago, lifestyle branding is a way of marketing. It doesn't have anything really to do with what they're producing. Maybe down the line it will have something to do with what they're producing if their marketing actually pays off, but it's a marketing tool is what it is. So I thought after a week, a little more than a week, let's look at the Marvel Twitter feeds and see how they're doing. Because if you look at the Marvel Twitter feeds, they have been actually selling things, marketing things as a lifestyle brand for quite a while now. I think that this announcement was just the announcement of what they have been doing for a while now, not actually that they're going to start doing it in the near future or future. I think it was just, we already implemented this, we're just going to tell people now. So in the background here while I talk, you're going to take a look at the Marvel Twitter feeds. Now, we'll start at the very top of the main Twitter page because there's two Twitter pages. One is exclusively for the movies, and that actually has a smaller Twitter following of about 1.3 million, I think it is, 1.38 million. And then you have the page that deals with all the other Marvel stuff, which includes comics, which is about 6.63 million followers. Yes, you heard me right, about 6.63 million followers. So I'm going to play that in the background, and you can take a look at the Marvel Twitter feed. Now, the main one, I start with the main one. I say it's the main one because it has more numbers to it. And if you're looking at it, you look and see that there are a number of things here that, of course, have nothing to do with comics. Most of the stuff here has to do with television shows. There's a couple of stuff that's thrown in there from Wasp and Ant-Man, which came out quite a while ago. It's about a month ago now. And they have a lot of stuff also directed towards kids. You got school supplies and all this other kinds of things. You got Marvel Eat the Universe, which is a cooking show. And then you have stuff from cartoons. You got the idiotic Lockjaw cartoon about Lockjaw trying to make a superhero team out of so-called pets. And it starts with Lockjaw as the leader, and you have Frog Thor, who's actually a person trapped in a frog's body. So how he's a pet, I have no idea. So you're running the gambit from a person trapped in an animal form to, I think the lowest one on there would be Aunt May's dog. And yes, I'm not kidding you. This cartoon has these super animals, and they include Aunt May's dog. And by the way, at the end of the little cartoon, Black Bolt pats Lockjaw on the belly and says, "Good dog, good dog." And so, yeah, someone at Marvel's not actually thinking there. No one actually knows how Black Bolt's powers work. So, yeah. But you got cartoons, you got television shows, you got a little bit of stuff from the movies here, and you have school supplies, you have things from Comic-Con, it's little clips here and there, people talking about Marvel. Sometimes you got creators, sometimes you got other kinds of things just from the Comic-Con itself. And when I get here into the Marvel page for the movies itself, which I'll get to in a little while, and it'll just come up on your screen there. It's basically just Wasp and Ant-Man. They just go through Wasp and Ant-Man again and again and again and again. And that's been out for about a month. But it usually focuses on the latest movie. And again, I'm going through these Twitter feeds. I'll let you watch them for a little bit as I talk. We're going back at least a week. I'm going back at least a week in all of these that I'm going to show you. So now, here's the thing, though. Okay, so this is lifestyle branding. So there's very few. We'll look at, first of all, the page that has the most followers, which is the one that deals with comic books as a subsection, and it has 6.63 million followers. Now, they have a lot of things here, again, that are adjacent to comic books, selling school supplies to kids or cartoons, television shows. This is the kind of thing which is lifestyle branding. They're trying to appeal to a subsection of the population, which is how lifestyle branding works. But they're not actually focusing very much on comic books at all. Once in a while you have a comic book, something popping up, stuff from Wednesday, which they'll give you what's coming out this week, stuff like that. All right, so let's track a little bit about how this is doing. Because again, as I said, in my mind, going through the Twitter feed, it hasn't changed over the last week, nor do I think it's going to change much in the future. I think that they started lifestyle branding quite a while ago, and their announcement was just an announcement. It was them telling everybody that that's what they're doing, by the way. So let's crunch the numbers just a little bit here to see how these things are doing. So if you have the Twitter page for the one that has 6.63 million followers, now if you take a close look at the numbers of, we'll just go with likes. The number of likes usually, we'll say it's around 1,000. You know, you could push it and say there's some that might reach 2,000 regularly. And, oh, by the way, the Marvel Twitter feed actually retweets stuff from other people. So you might see some bigger ones in there, but usually they're not actually from Marvel. They're from other people, you know, companies that Marvel deals with, like gaming companies that are putting out a game that has Spider-Man in it or something like that. That one actually did pretty good for for how many likes it got. More than most of the Marvel, well, any of the Marvel ones that I've seen here. But I'm just dealing with the ones that are put out specifically by Marvel. And you got some, well, first of all, at the very first, I don't know if you noticed, but at the very first, because I re-upped this page so that it showed ones that just had been published a couple of minutes ago. And it was probably about 5 minutes ago, maybe 10. And they had no likes. They had no comments. They had no retweets. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm following someone let's say I'm going to Diversity in Comics, you're going to Richard Meyer's Twitter page. The moment he posts something, you got comments, you got likes, like the moment he posts something. And you got people just on their Twitter and his stuff comes up and they hit like, because there are people always out there. And his audience is what? It's not that huge. I mean, his audience is nowhere close to 6.6 million. I'll tell you that right now. His is about 18,000, right? His is about 18,000. And if his at 18,000 are getting likes and retweets and comments within a minute of what he's saying, and Marvel, who has supposedly 6.63 million followers, is 10 minutes later not getting anything, then that tells you something right there. Tells you something right there about how their Twitter page is actually doing and how their advertising is doing. So, and as you go through these, I'm going to look most specifically at the likes, because the likes are usually the biggest thing. And you do so have some here which have been up for at least a day and they only have like 200 likes. And I'd say the average, we'll say average, and I'll be pushing this high. Their average is about 2,000 likes. And the biggest one I think I saw there was 6,000 likes. Now, the other one with the Marvel, the one that deals with Marvel movies itself and only Marvel movies. Now, they have a lower number of followers, 1.38 million, but they also have a higher number of people liking things. You regularly get 3,000 to 6,000 likes. I think the biggest one I saw there was about 9,000 likes. But let's crunch the numbers here. Let's crunch the numbers just a little bit. If you have 200 likes on a following of 6.63 million people, because there are some of those tweets that are over a week old that only have about 200 likes, that is 0.003 of 1%. That's how many of their followers are actually hitting like. And of course, the retweet and the comment section go way down after that. Okay, most of the comments and retweets you get maybe, or retweets you get maybe about 300 on the biggest one. It's usually about, we'll say, somewhere between 10 and 50. And then the comments, you might get 10, you might get 10, you might push it up to 50 at the top, maybe. But let's go up to, we'll say that their average is about 2,000. Now, 2,000, I'm sure if you or me got 2,000 likes on one of their tweets, you'd be over the moon. You know, even if you got 200 likes, I'm sure you'd be pretty happy. But 2,000 likes, that sounds like a lot, right? But again, let's crunch the numbers. What percentage is 2,000 of 6.63 million? Well, it's 0.03. That's how much it is. That's 0.03 of 1%. Okay, and the biggest one there I saw was 6,000 likes. And even 6,000 likes, which to you and me sounds like a big number, percentage-wise, 6,000 likes of 6.63 million followers is still 0.9%. Still not even reaching 1%. Okay, so let's go to the other Twitter feed and crunch the numbers there. You got 1.38 million followers, right? And you regularly are getting 3,000 likes. Some of them, they're pushing 6,000 likes. The highest one, I think, was about 9,000 likes. Still, 9,000 likes. You and me would say that's a lot. But 3,000 likes of 1.38 million is 0.22%. Not even reaching 1%. Not even reaching half of 1%. 6,000? Still not even reaching half of 1%. It's 0.43. Now, when you get up to about 9,000, you get to about 0.65. Again, going over the half point of 1%, but still just over half. So, to put this in perspective, on the main page, if you have let's round these percentages, okay? You know how to round? Remember from grade 2 or 3, if it's over the 0.5, then you round up. If it's under the 0.5, then you round down. So if you have 200 likes and you round it, that's 0%. If you have 2,000 likes, which the main page does regularly, I think most of them are around 2,000, you still got 0%. You're not even coming close to rounding up. You still got 0%. If you get something like 6,000 likes, yeah, that rounds up to 1%. 1%. Now, if you go to the other page and you got 3,000 likes, still rounding it to 0%. Because not even coming close to 0.5. 6,000 likes, it's coming close, but still not hitting half of 1%. So when you round it, still 0%. You got 9,000 likes. We are going slightly over 0.5 there. So you're rounding it, and that's 1%. So what is it? What am I trying to say here with the numbers? You get one tweet out of, we'll say, a week, possibly 2 weeks, that will reach 1% of their supposed audience of followers. One tweet in a week that reaches 1% of their followers. And all of the other ones, again, if you round, they don't even get to 1%. If you round them, they're 0. Again, to me and you, these things might look like they're pretty big numbers, but they round to 0. So this is how Marvel is doing with its advertising. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to put that out there and crunch the numbers and have everybody just take a little moment to appreciate that that's how Marvel is doing with their so-called lifestyle branding. Anyways, I'm trying to keep these videos shorter, so I'll leave it there, and hopefully that gives you something new to think about. If anybody can think of a way to try and use this to our advantage to actually get Marvel to produce an actual good comic product, hey, hit me up and give me some ideas there too. I'd love to hear from you. You can leave comments, give me something new to think about. If I've given you something new to think about, hit like, hit subscribe. Go to my Twitter feed. It's at the top of this page. You can find the link there, and you can retweet any of my videos. I always tweet them right after I post them. So all you have to do is hit retweet in order to share this link. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.